Hello, everybody. Welcome to Red Tool House. A lot of you people asked, especially after this one video where we talked about cutting up our slabs or chipping our slabs, how to get rid of those from the mill. A lot of you guys asked, why don't we heat exclusively with firewood at our house since we have 100 acres of hardwood forest? Why don't we burn firewood to heat our house? Well, let's address that question on multiple levels. Well, as you can tell by all this metal pipe laying around. Some here, there's a line that goes from that ridge all the way down to the center of the valley. We're in gas country, natural gas country. And West Virginia, for decades, even over a century, I guess now, has produced a lot of natural gas for people to consume for various reasons. So my house is plumbed for natural gas, so we take advantage of that. Now, this property is no longer producing natural gas from its surface. There's a huge well that's active just over the ridge at my neighbor's place. And with fracking technology, they're probably well underneath me and 15 other pieces of land. I don't have the mineral rights, so it's not anything I can really complain about. But all that natural gas obviously allows residential areas, commercial areas in this part of West Virginia to take advantage of that. Our gas bills are very, very inexpensive. Natural gas is very cheap for us right now. I can heat my 3-story house with natural gas for less than $50 a month. So when you factor that in and say, well, $50 a month to just go over and flip a dial and let the furnace burn, or to come out here and cut up firewood, put it in the fireplace, and burn all of that to save less than $50. I spent about that in gas and maintenance and diesel and all that to get the firewood to the house. So that's reason number one. Well, so the second reason we don't primarily heat our house with firewood is when I built this house 18 years ago, sorry for the sun glare, aesthetics were more important to me than efficiency. And as a 28-year-old, what the heck did I know? So obviously, if I could go back and redo things, I would. But you know, dance with who brought you, right? But you can see here our fireplace is on the very end of the house. This is the great room. This is clear span, open floor, vaulted ceiling. Basically everything you'd not want to do if this was going to be your primary heat source. So we do have an insert in here. Got a really nice fireplace insert with blower, and I can get the great room and I can get the dining room and the kitchen nice and toasty. Actually, we can run you out of there in no time. But as far as the rest of the house, even the boys' bedrooms over top of the garage, then that becomes a bit of a trick. You end up having it 85 degrees here to try to get it to 70 upstairs, or even in the mid 60s. So that's not very efficient. So if I wanted to, I do have a nice wood burner down in the workshop, but and I could bring that up here. But the only place I could put it would be in the garage. But you can see all 3 stories: the garage, the boys' bedrooms, the finished attic is all over top of the garage. So back here in this cubby hole is the only place I could put one logically. But man, the amount of double-walled stovepipe I'd have to be able to clear that peak, it'd be ridiculously expensive. So not at the top of my priority list right now. Continue to have winters like we're having right now. It's a couple days before the January the 1st, and I'm sitting here in shirt sleeves. It's 70 degrees. So if we keep having winters like this, then not a lot of heating needs to go on. We had the windows open yesterday. I don't think the furnace kicked on at all till the middle of the night last night, because we didn't even get below freezing last night. So mild winters, of course, are going to require a lot less heat for me to heat the house. If this is the new norm for West Virginia, then that kind of takes care of that issue. Check out this pine behind me. I feel like I cheat death every time I come stand by it. It's I don't understand how it's still standing. It's like a totem pole of pine. It's about 30 feet high. You can see a little animal habitat going on in there. Look at the base here. That thing is rotted out all the way around. Even a huge chunk of it missing there. It's just hanging on by a prayer. I keep thinking that a good windstorm is going to take care of that. And every time we have a windstorm, I come over here and it's It's still standing. It'll probably fall on my side-by-side here. So despite those reasons for not using firewood to heat our house primarily, I still cut firewood and try to keep some of it around. Primarily because I have an abundant access to it. Today I'm going to cut down this ash. You can see it here behind me. Emerald ash borers have just decimated our ashes in the Appalachian Mountains. So we're going to bring that guy down and bust him up for firewood. I like using ash. I've talked about this many times before. I like using ash simply because I can cut that down and go straight to the firewood pile and straight to the wood burner if I wanted to. I can obviously take care of standing dead, get that on the ground before it becomes a safety hazard. The camera's sitting on my road. That's going to make it to the road. Actually, I'm counting on it. But, it's one of those things where all this standing dead isn't the most safe when I'm driving through the woods taking care of things like that. And also, I could possibly mill some of this, too. I've got a lot of ash that is mill quality, and the emerald ash borer didn't eat through the heartwood, didn't eat through the main body of the tree. They just ate around the cambium, the bark, and killed it. So the center of the tree is usually pretty solid. So we're going to put that on the ground, and it's nice to have that storehouse of firewood simply because I like to be prepared in case something would happen with the gas company. Our compressor station is just down the road. If that thing would fail, there'd be an issue, or you'd have a fallout with a gas company, or who knows. When you rely on a utility like that, there's always a chance that it's going to go sideways, or something's going to fail with them, or the price jumps exorbitantly for some reason. So I like to have a fallback. And honestly, I just like splitting firewood. It's fun to get out. It keeps me from being 500 pounds, getting that exercise. So let's put this tree on the ground. Came down, got a little wedge there between that red oak snag. Some of these saplings here. I wanted it to fall on the other side of that, the right side of this sapling right here. But she caught a little branch, got a little sapling up there right beside it, and it steered it that way a little bit. But still, it's okay. You can see how quickly it delaminated all that bark. That's the ash borer has wiped that out. So majority of that bark just came flying off. And of course the top kind of just shattered when it hit the ground. That's what they do when they're dead. We're going to release this easy because it's got some tension on it there in between those saplings. So we'll start here at the top, work our way up and release it a little bit. Once I get past this primary sapling right here, then it should obviously it should be on the ground before then, and then I can get in here with the tractor and just drag that out. All right, I know the time lapse really didn't show that very good, but look at Look at that saw log where I'm sawing through there, and you can see the tear out. So that's not where my saw actually didn't have contact. That's where tension went ahead and broke the rest of that ash out. And that was wedged. This tree, and of course, the red oak is wedged on this side. You can see the scar there where it rubbed. And I had an idea it was going to go that way, but I didn't want it to pinch my saw, so I made my cut on that side first to see if it was going to close up, and it started to close up a little bit. So I came over here to release it, but I made sure I did not stand. Yeah, that cut was made about right here. Made sure I was not perpendicular with that log because I knew it was going to come right at me. So I stood way down here and reached out with the saw like that. And sure enough, that's where she ended up. So it's probably a little closer than what it should be. Because when she kicked over, it came on down the hill a little bit. But that's why they say timbering is one of the most dangerous jobs you can do above ground. Just imagine every log is going to kill you. All right. It didn't kill me. Crisis averted, and we're going to drag it on down now. Well, we got a trailer load, and I think that's going to fill up our wood racks back at the house, which again, depending on this winter, may last a month or two. We'll see. Timber decided to come out and give me a hand here and chew on things and jump on me. Really. He's slowly adapting to becoming a farm dog, although I think he prefers to be a lap dog, don't you? He didn't know what to think of being out here in the woods. This is his first time out in the woods away from the yard, so he wasn't quite sure what to make of all this big expanse. Lots of smells, though. Everything smells different, doesn't it? Well, if you're having a mild winter like we are, I hope you're enjoying it and being able to get out in it and have some fun before the snow starts blowing. All right, take care, everybody. Say bye, Timber. See you, pals.